Maddie is a seasoned veteran when it comes to dance competitions. And Bryn, she is green with lots of potential. Now, is Bryn gonna take Maddie's top spot, or is she just gonna stand in the wings and watch Maddie win again?
Third place.
Can take me home. You live in the evergreen of my...
I will explain the gossip. Never miss this video. Please subscribe to the channel. Kalani Hilliker has always been one of Abby's favorite dancers. Clean lines, soft presence, and that unmistakable grace. But this week, her performances aren't the headline. It's her mom Kira's past arrest. Yes, the tea is boiling. Word gets out that Kira had an actual criminal record, and suddenly the other moms, especially Jill and Holly, are whispering behind her back. If Abby found out about this before Kalani joined, would she have still taken her? Or is this just more of Abby playing favorites? Kira is livid. She claims it was all in the past, nothing serious. But the gossip spreads fast. Christy may be gone, but her legacy of exposing people's skeletons? Alive and well. Meanwhile, Kalani is caught in the crossfire, trying to stay focused on the choreography while her mom's reputation takes a public beating. Abby hands out solos, and once again, it's Maddie versus Kendall, an unofficial war that never really cooled off since season 4. Maddie's solo, She's History, is dark, theatrical, and heavy with emotion. Abby says it's inspired by what happens when a girl fades into the background after giving everything to someone else. Kendall's piece, Clueless, is more contemporary and fun, but it's also a minefield of tricks and musicality. Jill insists Kendall's solo is just as strong, but Abby, as always, gives Maddie extra rehearsal time and notes. Jill explodes. How are these girls supposed to compete fairly if one of them is being coached as if she's auditioning for Spielberg and the other's being set up to fail? Maddie wins, obviously. But Kendall's routine was cleaner, tighter, and far more daring. Fans have never stopped debating whether that win was rigged. Abby's the queen of double standards. That's not new. But in this episode, she takes it to another level. Kira's arrest doesn't seem to faze Abby at all. In fact, she says, "What Kira does outside the studio is none of my business. Kalani is here to dance." Contrast that with how Abby treated Holly in the past, blowing up at her for not being a team player just because she refused to dye Nia's hair blonde. The moms call it out, especially Jessalyn. So wait, Holly can't have an opinion without being attacked, but Kira can literally have a mugshot and it's fine? Make it make sense. Abby's response? Silence. And then an icy, "You're all replaceable." Including the mothers. Chilling. The group number this week was a lyrical piece titled Prices We Pay, a haunting performance about sacrifice and pressure, eerily mirroring everything happening off stage. But rehearsals were a nightmare. Abby was distracted, Kira and Jessalyn were fighting, and Jill was still crying foul over Kendall's loss. At one point, Abby threatens to scrap the group number entirely, claiming, "These girls aren't emotionally connected. If they don't care, why should I?" It was Kalani who spoke up. "Shy, quiet Kalani. We do care. We're just exhausted." That shut Abby up real quick. The number went on, and it was stunning. The judges were in tears. But behind that applause, the girls were falling apart. Leave it to Jessalyn Siwa to stir the pot even more. She starts confronting Kira directly. "Why are you even here? How can you act like everything's normal when this stuff about you is all over the place?" Kira, who doesn't exactly do diplomacy, fires back. "At least I didn't ride my daughter's coattails to get a hosting gig." Boom. The fight escalates in the green room. Screaming. Finger pointing. Security is nearly called. JoJo watches silently, clearly embarrassed, and Kalani looks devastated. Abby, meanwhile? She's on her phone, pretending none of it's happening. Classic. What most fans don't see is how hard the producers push to keep the drama front and center. Insiders have since revealed that the whole Kira's arrest storyline was dug up and leaked to the cast at the perfect time. It's not that the moms found it naturally. Someone planted it. And not just that. Abby was reportedly told to let things play out without getting too involved, which explains her sudden hands-off attitude that week. So when fans ask, why didn't Abby explode like she usually does? The answer: because this time, someone else was holding the match. Abby Lee Miller has always played favorites, we all know that. But in this episode, it's so blatant even the other moms stop pretending it's not happening. Maddie gets one-on-one coaching, costume modifications, and a full breakdown of the judge panel's personalities before she steps on stage. Meanwhile, Kendall is given choreography with just one day of rehearsal and no constructive feedback. When Jill calls Abby out, the reaction is cold. "I'm not here to be fair. I'm here to win." That quote says it all. Abby isn't interested in building a team. She's interested in building Maddie's solo career, and everyone else is just backup dancers. The tension reaches a fever pitch. Even Holly, usually calm and composed, finally snaps. What are we even doing here if our girls don't get a chance to grow? The answer? They're here for screen time, trophies, and the sliver of validation Abby sometimes sprinkles like confetti. Even though this episode centers around Kalani and Kendall, JoJo Siwa is already making waves. She doesn't have a solo this week, which Jesselyn hates, but that doesn't stop JoJo from taking center stage in rehearsal and backstage. Her loud personality, bright outfits, and refusal to shrink herself makes her stand out in every scene. Kira mutters behind Jesselyn's back, "This isn't the JoJo show, it's a dance competition." But secretly, everyone knows JoJo's charisma is undeniable. Even when she's benched, she finds a way to shine, talking to producers, making faces during confessionals, and sneaking in jokes that instantly go viral with fans. Abby, however, doesn't seem amused. She pulls Jesselyn aside and says, "She's got the personality, but does she have the control? Or is she just a YouTube act waiting to happen?" Spoiler alert, Abby, she becomes both. This is the kind of behind-the-scenes gossip fans live for. After filming wraps one night, Jill, Kira, and Holly meet at a nearby hotel lounge without Abby, the producers, or Jesselyn. Why? To discuss staging a mass walkout. Kira, now on edge from the arrest exposure, wants to leave for Kalani's sake. Jill is fed up with the favoritism. Holly is tired of the gaslighting. "What if we took our girls somewhere else, just us?" Jill says, "Make a new team." Of course, it doesn't happen yet. But this quiet conversation marks the beginning of the end for the original ALDC lineup. The moms are no longer just competing for screen time, they're planning escapes. And once cracks like this appear, there's no going back. Kalani has always been known as the calm, mature dancer. But in this episode, we see real vulnerability. With Kira spiraling and the moms side-eyeing her, Kalani breaks down during a private rehearsal with Gianna. Tears in her eyes, she admits, "I feel like no matter what I do, people are going to hate me because of my mom." Gianna hugs her, tells her she's special. But the damage is done. The dance that week, meant to be about emotional sacrifice, becomes very real for Kalani. Every movement on stage carries the weight of stress, shame, and scrutiny. Fans were split. Some said Kalani was being too sensitive. Others saw it as a rare moment of raw honesty, proof that even the most polished dancers carry silent battles. With the moms revolting and the team divided, Abby does what she always does when she feels out of control. She issues a threat. "I built this team. I can burn it down and start over. There are 100 girls out there who would kill for this spot." The girls sit in stunned silence. Even Maddie looks uncomfortable. This isn't just a motivational speech. It's an ultimatum. Fall in line or be replaced. But here's the twist. For the first time, the moms aren't intimidated. Jesselyn rolls her eyes. Kira crosses her arms. Holly? She just laughs. The power dynamic is shifting, and Abby knows it. The moms are no longer just desperate stage parents. They're influencers. Producers are watching them now. And Abby? She's losing grip. The peak of the episode happens backstage during the awards ceremony. After Maddie's solo wins again, Jill and Kira get into a screaming match in the dressing room. Jill claims the competition was rigged. Kira calls her jealous. Jesselyn tries to play peacekeeper, which only adds fuel to the fire. Jill, "At least I didn't get arrested." Kira, "At least I don't need Abby's approval to feel worthy." The girls are crying. The camera crew is scrambling. Abby storms in, tells the moms to grow up or go home. That line becomes iconic and heavily memed.